Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fantastic today. In today's video we're going to cover Litematica and McEdit and how to use McEdit in 1.15.2 or more later versions of Minecraft. We're going to start by going into our shared folder that you have gained access by going into the Minecraft Create camp. If not, you can get all these files from download videos. Just search up Litematica 1.15.2 download and then also search up how to download McEdit. Okay, let's get started. First off, we're going to go into Minecraft, and we are going to make a world in a version of Minecraft that McEdit can actually read. This is 1.9, or I believe it's up to 1.13, depending on which version of McEdit that you downloaded and have. But to do this, we're going to go to Installations, and we're going to go to New, name it whatever you want. I guess we can name it whatever we want, right? That'll make you laugh every time you open it. Then we're going to go to version. Go way down to 1.9 right there. You can also do 1.10 and 1.12. I think 1.13 requires Rift if you want to run it with McEdit. So I'm just going to stick with 1.9. Then for this one, you don't have to mess with that. You don't have to mess with this either. And you just hit the big green button, create. And now we see right there, 1.9. So let's click play. And it's going to run it for us. And the purpose of doing this is to make a world with 1.9 so that McEdit can read it, as I said before. And then after we made the world, then we can import schematics into the world using McEdit. So let's go to single player. Let's go to create new world. We're going to name it, why not McEdit paste, so you can remember it and see which one it is whenever you go into your worlds if you have a bunch, so you don't get confused. I'm going to go into world type, super flat, and feel free to pause the video. I know I'm going pretty fast. And we're also going to do allow cheats on, bonus chest off, and generate structures is up to you. If you want to spawn villages inside of the super flat world, go ahead if you think you're going to play on it. But I'm going to keep mine off, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the structures that I paste into that world into another world. We're going to go done, and this wonderful button that says create new world. And there we go. We have created a super flat world in 1.9, which is exactly what we need. And now what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of Minecraft. We're using this X button over here. Okay, now we've created that world. Let's run McEdit. You're going to get this little screen. No worries, it's not going to damage your computer. Then you're going to get this screen opened, and then it's going to get this screen opened. Here, be careful not to click anything above 1.13, because that can break your McEdit if you choose to edit. See, if I click edit, it's going to do 37%, and then it's going to get this error box. So if this happens, no worries, just restart your McEdit by clicking the X button up here, and go back to McEdit. Okay, we are back. So let's go to the world that you just created. So McEdit paste. You should see it loading. Sometimes it's glitchy and it decides to put holes in it everywhere. That's fine. That's not going to hurt your model when you put it in. Let's click edit. And by this point in the video, I'm assuming that you've already taken the Minecraft Create camp at Code Ninjas, and I am also assuming that, whoa, okay. I am also assuming that you know what you're doing when it comes to schematics. So, at the very end of the video, we're going to go over how to download a schematic, but for now, we're just going to import it. Let's, your .schematic file should look like this, and if you don't see the .schematic or .exe after it, you're going to go to settings, or down here, to Windows, and type in hide file extensions, and you should see this little thing pop up. We're going to click that. It's going to take it to settings. And then you can go down here, show settings, and you're going to get this little box. And you're going to want to make sure that this box is unchecked, because if it's checked, then you won't be able to see the .exe or .schematic. So let's uncheck this. Hit apply, hit OK. That's just going to make life easier. It's not necessary for this, but if you happen to lose your file, you can find it again by searching for the .schematic. Okay, so we're going to get this by import. We're going to go to Code Ninjas, which this will be a different folder for you, but I have it saved in Code Ninjas. So it's going to click on it once, then open. You should see your McEdit will start to lag a little bit, and your structure will come in. For me, it's a car. It's a very big model, so no surprise that it lags. If you have a tiny little house, it's probably not going to be very taxing to your computer, so it should be okay. There's a bit of an error on this side of the car because of Minecraft and blocks and how it's placed. But on this side of the car, it looks okay-ish, I guess. So, now what we've done is we've simply placed a schematic into a world. We haven't actually pasted the blocks of it. So we're going to go down here, and on your computer, it might be smaller. So what you might see is this. All you have to do is scroll down, click confirm. It's going to paste it, update lights and everything. And it's going to take a while because this is a very huge model. But anyways, after this is done, we're going to be ready to open Minecraft. But while this is downloading, I have a couple things to say to you. First, never open McEdit and Minecraft at the same time. Otherwise, this will not work. For some reason, Minecraft doesn't like McEdit and McEdit doesn't like Minecraft. And my guess is because it's pasting information into the same world. Like when you're moving around in Minecraft, you're breaking blocks, you're updating the world. But if McEdit's running, McEdit doesn't want to see anything changing because it wants to do all the changing. Okay, the magic of editing has slowed down, or not slowed down, actually sped up the loading. So now this is pasted into my world. You see I can no longer see the confirm button. Let's go up here and click the X button and make sure you either do this and click save, or you can click save up here. It'll save your world. Then you can click X. And now that should be in your world. So let's open Minecraft back up again. In 1.9. And you should be able to see it in your world. So let's go single player, the one that you just built. It's loading terrain. It's going to take a while. And here it is. Now you're probably wondering why this is useful at all in a super flat world where there are a bunch of holes everywhere and just chaos, because what else is in this world? You have no trees, you have no nether. Well, that's where we're going to use our second mod. You see, McEdit is out of date now, but Litematica is not. And that's why we're using both of them to make sure that we can see our models everywhere, or rather not everywhere, but in every version. So we're going to exit Minecraft once again. This time we're going to go to your Fabric installer. We're going to double click that. And it should have this little box open. And you're going to want to click the latest version. And then latest build version, so that. And create profile. Now I've already installed it, so I'm not going to click the install button, but once it's installed, it should just switch to done. It's not going to do anything super fancy, but trust me, it's installed after this says done. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we're going to type in %appdata%. Then either click on this or hit enter on your keyboard. You're going to go into .minecraft. Then you're going to go into mods. Now, if you don't have a mods folder, simple. All you have to do is right-click this, new, folder, and then type in mods. Make sure it's all lowercase. Okay. I'm actually not going to do that because I already have a mod folder, and I don't want Minecraft to get confused. So I'm just going to delete the folder that I just created. But you're going to just keep this. So, you're going to go into this, and you should see all of these weird things. Actually, you guys might not see all of this. This might be somewhere else. But the important part is we need to put Litematica fabric and Malab fabric into this folder. which are these two files. All you have to do is do that and drag them into here. And I'm not going to do that because I already have them there. So after that's done, you've now installed Litematica. So let's go back into Minecraft. But this time, instead of 1.9, we're going to go into installations, and we should see this already loaded up. This is the Fabric Loader profile. All you have to do is click play, and it's going to put us into a 1.15.2 world, which at the time of filming the video, we have the 1.16 snapshot, but the latest release is 1.15. It's going to open Minecraft slowly. And after it opens, we're going to go into the world, and we're going to have a nice little menu to mess around with. Now, you're going to see an error message when you go into the world called, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And you're going to have to click, "I know what I'm doing." And if you don't recognize these words, I am actually in pirate mode for my language, so. Or as Minecraft calls it, pirate speak. Okay. We're going to go into McEdit paste, which is our 1.9 world, and this is where we're going to see the message. "I know what I'd be doing" is the pirate version, but on yours it's going to say, "I know what I'm doing." So let's click that, and it should load up the world. It should load up the world. With the power of editing, I will make this faster. Don't worry. There we go. And it's going to have our card, pretty much the same thing as last time, right? Well, nope. We're going to be in 1.15 this time. And the keyboard has a button called M on it. You're going to click that, and you're going to see all of this. This is where you're going to make your schematic. So let's go to Area Selection Browser, New Selection, and then call this, well, this is a car, so I'm just going to say car. Then OK. And now this should pop a nice little block below you. This is pretty useless on its own, so we need to get a stick. So you go get a stick, and then you notice at the bottom left of the screen, right there, is a menu. To control that menu, we're going to hold down Control and scroll with our mouse. You see how it goes to fill, replace block, paste schematic, grid paste, and then move, and then delete, and then rebuild schematic. We're going to go into area selection for this, because we want to select an area. So we're going to hold Alt, the Alt key, and we're going to scroll. Or you can also click on the place, like click on the floor, to do this faster. And I'm just going to select the front part of the car because I think it's going to be too much to copy paste in this video. You're going to do voila. That's not voila. There we go. Okay, so now this front part of the car is selected. And normally you would probably stand right here, and then you would select the entirety of your build. But like I said, this is pretty big, so I'm not going to do all of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Control and go to 5 out of 9. Paste schematic into world. And this will not work unless we do something crucial. So let's hit M. Let's hit Area Selection Browser. Configure, the one that you just did, configure. And then save schematic. Save schematic. So now this is forever saved on our schematics folder. Let's click Escape, Escape, Escape. And then we're going to go into configuration menu. This little part, the configuration menu thing, you only have to do once. We're going to go into hotkeys, and we're going to go into execute operation. This should be enter. So let's click it once, left click it once, and then hit enter on your keyboard. What this does, it allows us to paste this into our world. But this is a little bit boring, so instead of pasting it here, why don't we just create a whole new world? We're going to go into save and click the title. We're going to go into single player. And then create a new world. I'm going to say fun world. How about that? And then aimless sailing, which is creative mode. And then we're not going to customize this. We're not going to make it a super flat. We're just going to create a new world. And this should be a regular world. This is what you should usually see when you go into a world. And it's not going to be anything different from what you're used to, except for the fact that we're just going to paste a giant creation in there. And I will speed this up with the power of editing once again. There we go. You can hear the pigs. You can hear the pumpkins speak. I'm just kidding. The pumpkins don't actually speak. Let's find somewhere to paste our little car. Let's go to... Let's just go here. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Okay, and then we're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna click M, then load schematics, because this is the place where you have saved it. So let's go to car, load schematic. You see this? So we're gonna hit escape. And this should be loaded into the world. It's over there, and I want it over here. So what do? Well, we're going to stand right here. Not right there, right there. Right here. And go to where we want it. And then we're going to click M. Then we're going to go into schematic placements, configure, and then the magical button of move to player. We click this. This will now be moved to us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust it and click left button to add numbers, or to increase the value, and right click it to decrease the value. So that's for the X value. That's for the height, so Y value. So we're going to lower it into ground. And then this is for the Z value. We can leave that as is. And you can also rotate it and you can mirror it, but we're not going to do that right now. I think that's okay for the car. Then after this, we're going to we're just going to escape. And now, as you can see, you can still see the blue outline. And if I go into it, I'll just go right through it, but I'm not in spectator mode. So what's going on? Well, I have the outline of the car selected and in this world, but I have no blocks put in it yet. And that's why we did the little configure, hang on. That's why we did this little trick with configuration menu. And we remapped execute operations enter. What this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to use our stick to paste it. So I'm going to go into here, get a stick. Ooh, here's a bonus tip. If you do /give @p stick, Minecraft gives you a stick. So now I have 2 sticks. Okay, so you see how it's in 5 out of 9s, paste schematic into world? Well, all we have to do now is click enter, the one that we bound to the execute operation task. And you should see a little bit of lag. There we go. It's completely frozen there. The bigger your creation is, the more difficult it will be for your computer to handle it. So this part is, it's going to take a while. There we go. Now you see the blue outline on the blocks is gone, but there's still a blue box around the entire thing. Now, as you can see, if we go to it, we will now not be able to go through it. If I stop lagging, which I probably won't, and I fall onto it, I am now clicking shift, as you can see, and I'm just letting gravity do the work, and I can see the blocks that are here. So now this is pasted. But we still have to get rid of this pesky blue box, right? So we're going to go into M, and then loaded schematics, and then unload the schematic. And there you go. You have successfully thrown your stick away and created a car. Although in your case, it'll be anything that you build in Tinkercad or in any other 3D software, assuming that you get a schematic file. Speaking of schematic files, if you paid attention when we were in McEdit, I told you I would teach you how to make a schematic if you weren't already in my class. So, we're gonna exit out of Minecraft, save and close. We're gonna go X out of Minecraft. Come on. There we go. Then we're gonna go into Tinkercad. This is just tinkercad.com. Just like that. And we're gonna go into create new. And we're gonna drag anything out we want. So, like a cylinder maybe. Let's drag this on top of it. And you hit F to focus on it, like that. So let's say you're all the way over here. You have it selected, and you click F, you're back to it. And I'm gonna extrude this out a little bit. Then I'm gonna, I don't know, what's interesting? Paraboloid, yeah, sure. It's like a mini rocket ship, right? And I'm gonna, oh, this is a perfect moment to show you the rotate. So, rotate is this little curvy arrow. And then we're gonna use these to stretch it out a little bit. To stretch it out a little bit. Then to put it up. That looks odd, right? It looks like a penguin. Actually, no, it doesn't look like a penguin. It looks like hair. That's some fabulous hair, right? Anyways, after we've done that, we're going to go to the little pickaxe. And it looks pretty horrible when it's in Minecraft, but the bigger you make it, the more defined it'll be. So just to make it big, we go back into this, and we highlight everything, and we stretch it out a little bit. If you hold down Shift, you can make it uniform, but I kind of like the twisting of it. Anyways, so let's just make it bigger with these as well. Okay, that looks a bit fat, so let's put them on a diet. There we go. And now that should be pretty massive. And it should look a little bit more like our model, right? You can also click on these and say, well, I want diamond ore for this, or I don't know, obsidian for that. Keep in mind, you should be sticking to stuff that's in 1.9 Minecraft, because that's the version of Minecraft that you're going to paste it. So let's say you get a block of netherite. Well, that's not going to, Minecraft is not going to like that in 1.9, because it doesn't exist in 1.9. So make sure you get stuff that Minecraft recognizes. Like water is fine. Water and lava are a bit tricky, because if you export it into Minecraft, it just stays as a block. It doesn't actually flow unless you put a block next to it, or unless you mess with it. Definitely don't go prismarine. There's no such thing as prismarine in Minecraft 1.9. Block of diamond is fine. Diamond ore is fine. Obsidian is fine. Anyways, after this, we're going to go into export. And then you should either see this, or down here you should see a little pop-up that has like a little arrow that looks like a carrot. And we have two options. Either you click export, like what I have here, and then save file, and you can rename it whatever you want, like file. It gives it a random name, but sometimes it's not very useful. So let's go file gnome, because it looks like a gnome. And we save it wherever you want. Like for me, I want to save it on my desktop, so I'm going to click save. And if you have this little arrow here with a pop-up, you're going to click the arrow, and then you're going to click show in folder. It should be like the second or third option down. And then once it's shown in folder, it should take you to the downloads folder. And you should see it above whatever you just downloaded before. All you have to do is click on it, and then click Control X, and you should see it fade away a little bit. And then go to wherever you want to paste it, like here, and then click Control V, and you should see it up here. Okay, so that's it, right? You have installed all of these things, including Litematica, which is a bit trickier. You have gone through McEdit, you have imported your model into your world after you've created your world in 1.9. Then you have opened up Minecraft in 1.15 Fabric, and after that, you have pasted your world, or you have copied it from your super flat world and into your regular world. And that's about it. You can also open up Minecraft if you really want to, and not open Fabric Loader. You can also you can test a snapshot if you want. You can play this. And if you open up your world, your car or whatever model you have will still be there. The first time it's going to take a while to load because it's downloading new stuff to your computer. But after that, it should be fine. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And yes, we are in time of COVID-19. Do not touch your face. And if you do, make sure it's in the shower when you have your hands clean or right after you wash your hands. So we're going to go back into the world. We're going to go into Fun World. And then I know what I'd be doing, or on your screen it's going to say I know what I'm doing. And it should be sailing to our land. There we go. And if you go into here and search for netherite, where are you? Ah, there it is. Yeah, in pirate mode it changes the name of stuff. But anyways, this is the new sword. So this is proof that we are in the latest snapshot, and we still have our car here. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Happy coding! See you later!